Hello, my name is Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be my June/Whateverathon TBR. If you don't know what Whateverathon is, it is a month-long readathon hosted by Maddie at Book Browsing Blog, and it's basically where you just read whatever you want. There are teams, there are prompts, but basically is you just do what you want. Just don't be a dick. That's my favorite rule. That's the only rule really of this readathon, and it's my favorite. So yes, again, it's like the season of my favorite readathons right now, so I feel very repetitive, but like this is one of my favorites. I participated last year. Last year I was on Team Epic and High, and this year I will be joining the Beach Readers. This team is captained by Steph at Steph Loves, India from What India Read, Cass from Covers with Cassidy, and Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. And I'm really excited to be on this team and to get all of these books read. I have pledged 7 books, but what you're gonna see here is that I'm being really ambitious this month. I'm mostly being competitive with myself. I want to get as many points as possible up to, because I don't know if you can get there. I think you can, but I want 10,000 points. I want 10,000 points. So I'm gonna do my damnedest to get as close as humanly possible. Somewhere I might have my tracker from last year, so I definitely wanna see what that number was and outdo it, because I don't know how to not do everything. I like to overachieve sometimes. So we will see what happens throughout June. I do have the first few days of June off of work, and currently I'm planning only just to read. I'm sure there will be some sprints or something going on that week. But I'm very excited for this readathon to start. And yeah. The first thing we're gonna do though is pick the color for the color on the cover prompt. And for that, I'm gonna use the Prism Oracle card deck. And just kind of give that a shuffle and see what the color is, and hopefully it applies to some of the books that I've got on this very long list. Okay, so we're gonna try to put this a little bit of a shuffle. I'm bad at shuffling, so thankfully you can't really see it. All right, let's see what we can get. Come on. And I'm gonna give it a few more times, otherwise I'm just gonna pick whatever's on the top. Come on. Oop. I love this because this is actually the second time I'm filming this, and I got the same card. So we are taking that as a hint that it is meant to be. This is orange in the book. So basically any cover that has orange on it that I need an extra prompt for will be fitting this prompt. So I'm not going to like total up points for each of these, but I'm just going to talk about the book and which prompts it fills. So the first one, I put a poll on the Discord and just asking what's the first book that I should read. I'm pretty sure everything on that list is on the list as a whole, but like what's going to come to the top. And it was actually kind of close. But what won the poll was Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a sapphic contemporary romance. Delilah Green is a single mother. I believe she returns to her hometown for her stepsister's wedding, and is reunited of sorts with, what is her name? Claire, who is like her stepsister's like BFF, and they didn't really get along when they were teenagers or when they were younger, but somehow a romance develops between the two of them. I have not heard a single bad thing about this book, so I am very excited to get to this. It is the Cliterature Book Club pick for June anyway, so I would definitely need to make sure it was on the list, but I'm glad that it is number 1. For this readathon, I'm designating contemporary romance as my favorite genre. I have many. But so this book will fill the favorite genre prompt as well as the poll pick. I might be able to argue that the house is a little bit orange, but I'm not going to. Next, we have American Squire by Sierra Simone. This is a novella that takes place in her new Camelot series. I believe it takes place after, and follows the president's advisor. I don't know a ton about this, but I will be reading this on ebook, and I believe that it's under 100 pages. It's under 2 for sure. So I will be reading that. This book will cover the book under 300 pages. It will cover the different formats, since I believe this is the only book I'll be reading solely as an ebook. And the other one is dark romance. If you've read the rest of the series, it does get a little bit dark. I don't know specifically how dark this one is, but some of the themes, I'm pretty sure it's going to be dark. It's also a male romance, so it will cover the LGBT prompt, as well as Delilah Green, since Delilah Green is sapphic romance. Next, we have one of the few non-LGBT books on here. I think all but maybe 2 are. The first of which is What It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This is a contemporary romance. Grumpy Sunshine. It's supposed to be like Schitt's Creek, but I've never seen Schitt's Creek. I know, I'm sure I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody, but I kind of get it. I get the premise. It's an heiress who's kind of sent to a small town where she meets this guy. So I'm very excited to get to this. I have read one Tessa Bailey in the past, and I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm excited to kind of test this one out. I was actually told that the one I read was not the best. So I'm excited to check this one out. This book is going to be filling the prompt of water on the cover, because they may be squiggly lines, but it is water indeed. Obviously it's contemporary romance, so it is favorite genre, and it was a 2021 release, so it will fill that prompt. And we were going to follow It Happened One Summer, which ends in an R, with Roommate by Serena Bowen. This is a contemporary romance. It is male. It is about roommates falling in love. I don't know a ton else other than that. Wanted one roommate to share a 3-bedroom house, split the rent, and ideally not be the guy I can't stop thinking about. Seeking a room to rent in town. I'm tidy, I have no pets, and I will feed you homemade bread. Sure. I've only read one other Serena Bowen in the recent past actually, and I enjoyed it, so and I've had this one on my shelf for a while, so I'm really excited to get to this. This will be filling the 1-word title prompt, the first letter prompt, and because the title on this is orange, it will be filling the color on the cover prompt. I don't know how I'm gonna get all of this done. The next book is A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. I honestly don't know a ton about this. I know there are 6 characters involved here. The priest, yes. The heir, the dreamer, the priest, the genius, the socialite, the saint. I know this is dark, and I know it's poly. That's all I know. Again, I read Sierra Simone earlier this year, fell in love with their writing. I'm really excited to continue to read their backlist, and yeah, I've heard fantastic things about this. This cover is so beautiful. And this will be filling the dark romance prompt, the indie self-pubbed prompt, and this has been on a TBR of mine before, so this will fill on the previous TBR prompt. Next, we have Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis Hall. This is a contemporary romance between a single mother who is on a baking show and an electrician, but I don't know where the electrician fits in. I don't know if he's helping her around the house while she's at the show, or if he's part of the show. I don't know. I believe this is LGBT. I believe Rosalind is bisexual. But if you have not heard me gush about boyfriend material, there will be more coming, I'm sure. as husband material is coming closer, and a reread is on the schedule. Probably, July, probably, because husband material's in August. Anyway, I'm excited to read more from Alexis Hall, especially more from the other series, but also to kind of look into the rest of their books. And we've got another one. We will go from Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake, ending in an E, to Even If We Break by Marika Nijkamp. This is a young adult thriller. I don't read thrillers of any kind. I don't know that I wouldn't like them. I just have never... I don't read them very often or at all, really. So like I don't consider myself a thriller reader at all. But one of the prompts is thriller. So I will be reading this one. I have read This Is Where It Ends and really enjoyed that one. And excited to read more from them. The back of this says, 5 friends go to a cabin. 4 of them are hiding secrets. 3 years of history bind them. 2 are doomed from the start. 1 person wants to end this. No one is safe. Are you ready to play? Between that and this cover, I'm really intrigued. Just because I haven't read them doesn't mean I won't like them. It's just not something I've ever really gravitated towards. It's a prompt on the bingo board. I'm trying to fill as many prompts as humanly possible. Therefore, we're going to give this one a read. This one obviously will fill the summer thriller prompt, the less read genre prompt, and first letter, last letter, first letter. I know there's a ton of rep in here. I know for sure there's trans rep. I think there's some disability and some mental health rep as well. So I am really excited to read this. It's not something I would ever pick up on my own. And that takes me to 7. So assuming I get through all of those, I read contemporary romance pretty quickly. So I'm only expecting those to take me a couple of days a piece, not like a week where like a normal, like a fantasy would be a little bit more challenging to get through. But the next book that we are going to try to fit in here is Written in the Stars by Alexandra Belfleur. This is a sapphic, fake dating, grumpy sunshine romance. There's astrology involved, and this was on my fake dating Trope Tuesday TBR. So I'm excited to get this. So was Rosalind? No, Rosalind Palmer was on the single parent one. But this was on the fake dating one, so I'm really excited to finally get to this. This will be the favorite genre prompt, the and of that prompt, and color on the cover, because that's orange. I'm counting that as orange. Next, we're taking this in a very, very different direction, at least for one book, and that is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. This is a political fantasy about a girl who goes to marry this guy, but she plans on killing him when she gets there. That's all I know. There's a romance. That's all I care about. And I've heard fantastic things about this and need to get to it now that I have it physically. This will be fulfilling the political fantasy prompt, the indie self-pub prompt, and the and of a prompt as well. This is the list that never ends. No, there's only a couple more. The next one is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This is dark academia, fantasy, secret society. I don't know a ton about this. This is on my adult fantasy TBR. That I have yet to actually manage to prioritize even after posting that video. So I'm hoping that in June we can finally get something knocked off that list. With this one is going to fulfill the host fave prompt, because I believe this was one of Ashley's. And it will also fulfill the a and of prompt. All right, next we've got, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but we have Arctic Wild by Annabeth Albert. This is the second in her series of contemporary romances that take place in the Alaskan wilderness, I believe. But this, it says, when a plane crashes in the Alaskan wilderness, the best place to land is in the arms of a younger man. So this series, and Annabeth, not as a whole, but Annabeth likes, Albert has a lot of age gap, which I don't mind. I just mind when it's like the whole conflict is entirely the fact that there's a gap in their age, and as long as everybody's of age, I don't care. And like, it's not manipulated. Like, as long as it's all good, like it's healthy, whatever, I don't care. But it's usually when the plot just revolves around the fact that, you know, and sometimes it's like, they're 5 years. You're all adults. Do what you gotta do. So this is the story of, I think, an attorney who is on the plane that crashes, and the pilot is a younger man. I do love Annabeth Albert though. I do. Conventionally Yours and her Out of Uniform series is like fantastic. But this is part of my like final book support group piece for the month, and it's just to get through this book, and maybe this list is already ambitious as it is. Arctic Heat, which is the 3rd book in this series, and some people get stuck in the snow together, like snowed in. So these are both male romances. This book will fulfill the water on the cover prompt and the continuous series prompt. This one, if I get to it, will also fill the water on the cover prompt, the continuous series prompt, and I'm counting that as orange, so color on the cover. But we'll see how this goes. I got 3 more. The next book is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. This is a romance between a woman and a non-binary character on a cooking show. So we've got baking with Rosalind Palmer. We've got cooking with Anita Kelly in this book. I believe in this instance, they are both on the cooking competition show. I heard a bunch of stuff about this when it first came out, but haven't heard a ton since then. So I don't really know what to think about this going in, but I am excited to read this. Plus, I need to read my book of the month books because I have, at this point, way too many that I have not read, and I need to get to them as soon as humanly possible. This will fulfill the favorite genre prompt and the and of that one. One day I'll remember that prompt. Next, we have Loveless by Alice Oseman. I don't actually know anything about this. It is in the Oseman verse, I believe. It's an exceptional YA novel about discovering it's okay if you don't have sexual or romantic feelings for anyone, since there are plenty of other ways to find love and connection. So this is about a character who is coming to understand herself as asexual / aromantic. I don't think I've read a ton of books with asexual rep in them. I've read a couple, but it's been a very long time, and also it's Alice Oseman, because I'm not gonna Heartstopper I discuss about it whenever I can. And yeah, I'm excited to read this. This will fill the prompt of 1-word title. I'm considering this a less read genre because it is not contemporary romance, and I don't read a ton of YA at all anymore. And this was recently hauled in the last book haul that I posted, that I will link somewhere. And last, but very much not least, we have Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. I didn't realize how many like authors I've repeated on this list. Not intentionally. This is a contemporary male romance, and has to do with hockey. The tagline on the back says, "They don't play for the same team, or do they?" I think this is like a friends to lovers type thing. The warning says contains sexual situations, hotties on hockey skates, skinny dipping, shenanigans in an SUV, and proof that coming out to your family on social media is a dicey proposition. I bought this book on the recommendation of Steph from Steph Loves. So I am excited to get to this. Hopefully, it's a long list, y'all. This will fill the prompts of 1-word title, recently hauled, and I think this is self-pubbed. I don't have this listed down as for that prompt, but I think this is actually self-pubbed. I got this at Barnes & Noble. I'm gonna say yes because I cannot. Yes. So self-pubbed. I am gonna make a really big effort to pick this entire stack up, but I can't promise I'm even gonna get it all in the frame. This is it. There we go. It's massive. It's so heavy. There's some hardcovers in there. All right, so that is everything. So many things for this TBR video. Comment down below and let me know if you're participating in Whateverathon and what team you are. The correct answer is the beach readers. So what's up, beaches? I do have to get a shirt that says that before the end of the month. And let me know what's on your TBR. Even if you aren't participating, please hit the like button if you've liked this, and subscribe if you have not already done so. I would really appreciate that. And that's everything for this. I will probably be vlogging the whole thing all month long. And I'm really excited to get going and excited to participate in Whateverathon. I will see you in the next video. Bye.